Everyone, good morning. May buntag kanatong tanan.
Morning, sir.
May buntag, no? So, for this meeting, we are going to discuss matrix algebra. So, basically, what we will do is to review, no, our understanding or somehow know-how, knowledge, about matrix algebra. We have, I believe, all of us, no, have really encountered matrix algebra in our algebra class. Napa ba mo yung algebra sa kuan? College niyo o nana dito sa kuan? Senior high? Hello? Wala na ang algebra sa college, no? So, pero nakaagi mo ni sa inyong kuan, high school? Senior high school? Wala sad. Uy. Ano mo ni ka-encounter og kuan, matrix algebra? Wala gyud. Mm. Okay, so perhaps some of you, no, first time maka-encounter og matrix. So anyway, so I would like you to um, double time, no? So if this is the first time na maka-encounter mo matrix operation, so I would like you to uh, refer to kuan mga books about algebra and matrices. Okay, let's continue, no? So let's define what is a matrix. Okay, so when you say a matrix, this is a rectangular array of quantities arranged in rows and columns. Okay, so a matrix with m rows can be expressed as follows, no? So in this case, we have m number of rows and n number of columns, no? Okay, so mingon kag rows mo ni. Ina kani mo ning atong columns. Okay? So, for example, we have this. So, this is the element of your matrix at ith row and jth column. Okay. Okay, now there are several types of matrices, no? So, if all the elements of a matrix are arranged in a single column, so it is called a column matrix or sometimes termed as a vector matrix. Okay, so what's the size of this matrix? It is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rows and 1 column. So it's 5 by 1. No? So if the elements of this matrices, the elements of a matrix is arranged in a single column, then that is a vector matrix, okay? Or column matrix. Another type, the row matrix. So when all of the elements are arranged in a single row, Okay, so usara siya ka row like this one, no? So this is a row matrix. Okay, so one row and there are how many columns here? There are 5. So the size is 1 by 5. By the way, when you refer to the size of a matrix, you start with the number of rows. Okay, followed by the column. So again, if somebody asks you what's the size of this matrix, it is 1 row and 5 columns. It is 1 by 5. Now, another type, the square matrix. So when we say a square matrix, so from the root word square, no? So meaning the number of rows is equal to the number of columns. So this is an example of a square matrix. It's 4 by 4, 4 rows, okay, and 4 columns. So it's 4 by 4. And the diagonal is termed as the main diagonal, no? Okay. A 3 by 3 matrix is a square matrix. A 5 by 5 matrix is also a square matrix. A 2 by 2 matrix is also a square matrix. In other words, if the number of rows is equal to the number of columns, then that is by any means a square matrix. Then another type, the symmetric matrix. If the elements of a square matrix are symmetrical about its main diagonal, no? So where is the main diagonal, by the way? This is a 4 by 4 matrix. This one is the main diagonal, right? Okay, these are the elements of the main diagonal, 6, negative 9, 8, and negative 5. Now, if the elements are symmetric about its main diagonals, so mo ni karon, no? Ang atong elements, no? Outside of the main diagonals, if they are symmetrical, so if you notice, symmetrical siya, no? 15, 24, and so on and so forth here, no? Then that is a symmetric matrix. Okay? So one of the requirements to become a symmetric matrix is that the matrix must also be a square matrix. Okay? Excuse me. Another type, lower triangular matrix. So the elements of a square matrix above its main diagonal are all zeros, no? So this is a square matrix. Now if the elements above the main diagonal, mo man atong main diagonal. So these are the elements above the main diagonal. Okay, if all the values of the elements, no, above the main diagonal are zeros, so that is a lower triangular matrix. Okay. Similarly, if the elements below, okay, the main diagonal are zero, so this one, zero siya morning main diagonal, this is a 3 by 3 matrix, so this is a square matrix. If the elements below the main diagonal are all zeros, then that should be an upper triangular matrix. Okay, so what's the difference between lower and upper triangular matrices?
Unknown color.
So a square matrix, diagonal matrix, a square matrix with all of its off-diagonal elements are all zeros. No? So kung tanan zero, okay, except the elements of the main diagonal, okay, so gitawag na diagonal matrix. So in other words, ang main diagonal ra ang kuan kanang elements nga dili zero, no? Okay? But again, it is a requirement, it must be square matrix. Then we have another type, unit or identity matrix. Okay. So all the diagonal elements of a diagonal matrix are equal to 1. Okay? The rest are 0. So unit matrices are commonly denoted by this one, I, or we have this symbol. No? Okay, so this is an example of an identity matrix, or sometimes termed as a unit matrix. Mura ni siya 1. Okay, so we express in matrix form. So ang imong main diagonal puro siya 1. Okay, the other elements are 0. Okay, so if it's a 4 by 4 matrix, so ana po siya, no? 1, 0, 0, 0, no? 3, 0. So ang imong mga main diagonal lang mo ay 1, no? Okay? 0, 0, 0, 1. So this is a 4 by 4 matrix. Okay? Where all elements in the main diagonal, puro siya 1, no? Kani, no? And the rest are 0. So it is an example of an identity matrix, or again, a unit matrix. Importante kani, no? Kaning unit matrix. Null matrix is also an important type of a matrix. So when we say null matrix, all the elements are 0. Puro siya 0, no? So kani siya is null matrix. Okay? Practically, 0 na siya in express lang in matrix form. Right, now let's proceed. So now let's go to matrix operations. Okay, so most of you have answered nga nakaagi na mo og algebra, di ba? Obviously, no? So nakaagi na kita tanan og algebra kay we have that also in our high school. Okay? So let me ask you, how many algebraic operations are there? Anybody can answer? Maybe let's start with arithmetic operations. How many arithmetic operations? Going back to our elementary elementary days. 4. Yes, there are 4 arithmetic operations. No, addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. Okay. How about algebraic operations? How many? Or sir, no? So, are you sure there are 4 algebraic operations? Friends, any answer? Actually, depends, no? Kung saan ninyo pag-present, no? So, well, 4 is acceptable, no? Pero, strictly speaking, pwede gid ka maingon nga there are only 3 algebraic operations, no? So, kuan kanang multiplication, no? So division, of course. Pero kaning addition and subtraction, murag that's only 1 operation, di ba? Kay pwede man gamingon nga sa algebra na to namang kay negative na, di ba? So pwede man ka A plus negative B, no? So puro ra siya plus, di ba? So addition and subtraction is practically 1 algebraic operation. Okay? But again, as mentioned a while ago, 4 would be acceptable. Okay, now let's proceed to matrix operations. Okay. Now, there are also 3 or 4, no? Matrix operation, just like algebra, no? So we have matrix addition and subtraction, matrix multiplication, and instead of matrix division, so it's matrix inversion. Okay, so that's the difference. No? So let's start with equality. So matrices A and B are considered to be equal if they are of the same order or the same size, and if their elements are the same or identical. No? So, obviously, mingon kag equal, pareho gina sila ang size, na pareha pagid siya og sulod, di ba? Pareha siya og values no sa iyang elements. So, in this example, so it is safe to say that matrix A and B are identical or equal. The size is 3 by 2, 3 rows and 2 columns. Okay, these are the elements of your matrix A and matrix B, which obviously the same. So they are equal. Now let's proceed to addition and subtraction. So matrices can be added or subtracted, only if they are of the same order. So please take note. You can perform matrix addition or subtraction if they are of the same size or if they are of the same order. Meaning you cannot add or subtract a 3 by 2 matrix to a 2 by 2 matrix simply because they are of different sizes. Okay? So kinahanglan pareho sila o size. The addition or subtraction of two matrices A and B is carried out by simply adding, or if you are subtracting, so you subtract the corresponding elements of the two matrices. Okay? And the resulting matrix, meaning the sum or the result, should also be of the same size as the two matrices that you added or subtracted. Okay? So this is an example. So let's say we are required to calculate the result or the sum of matrix A and B. And let us say the result is matrix C. And another requirement is what should be the result if we deduct or if we subtract matrix B from matrix A. Let us say the result is matrix D. Okay, assuming morning akong matrix A, morning akong matrix B. Remember, we can only perform addition or subtraction between two matrices if they are of the same order or if they are of the same size. Matrix A has a size of 3 by 2, right? 3 rows and 2 columns. Matrix B has also the same size, 3 rows and 2 columns. In other words, we can perform addition or subtraction, okay, on these two matrices. Let's start with addition, A plus B. So, ang result na niya should also be of the same size. So, 3 by 2 gyapon, no? Okay? So, saan mo na ito pagkuha sa elements inside of the resulting matrix? So, you simply add. If it's addition, so it should be 6 plus 2. And this is the first row, first column element. You add that to the first row and first column element of the second matrix. So, it's simply 6 plus 2. That becomes 8. This one is the element of the first row, second column. This one is also the element of the first row, second column of the second matrix. Just add those two elements and we have the result equal to 3. You perform the same to the other elements. Okay, so negative 2 plus 7, so that should be 5. 9 plus 5, that should be 14. 5 plus negative 12, that's negative 7. 1 plus negative 1, that's 0. So this is now the sum, okay, of the two matrices. So it's pretty simple, okay. How about if we subtract B from A? So the button is kuha na sa nimo, subtract na sa nimo. 6 minus 2, that becomes 4. 0 minus 3, that's negative 3, and so on and so forth. Okay, so I don't think there's a problem when you perform addition and subtraction between two matrices. By the way, for this meeting, we're going to discuss kanilang sa, by kuan pa man review of matrix algebra. Then I already kanang uploaded assignment. Okay. So assignment number 1. It's for matrix algebra. Now, next operation. So, multiplication, but this time by scalar quantity or a constant. Okay, a scalar value or a constant. So, the product of scalar value C and matrix A is obtained by simply multiplying each element of matrix A by the constant C. No? So thus, if we multiply this scalar value C to matrix A, and let's say the result is B, then you simply multiply each element of this matrix B by the constant or the scalar value of C. So let us say it's put that in an example. No? So in this example, in this problem, we are required to compute the result, okay, and that is matrix B. If we multiply matrix C by scalar value of C, no, and C assuming is -6, and this is the matrix A. So what's the size of matrix A? It's 3 by 3. Okay, it's a square matrix, and the value of the constant is -6. So all we have to do is you simply multiply each element of your matrix A by the constant. Okay, so it's lang, -6 times 3, that's 18. No, so -6 times 7, that's -42. -6 times -2, so that should be 12. No? And you perform the same to the rest of the elements. So I think it's not also a problem, no? If we do multiplication of a matrix by a constant, okay, or a scalar value. And let's proceed to the more complex type of matrix multiplication. Okay, so this is about multiplication of two matrices. Ganiha is multiplication by a matrix by a constant or a scalar value. No? So karon kung natay duha ka matrices ato siyang i-multiply. Okay? So two matrices can be multiplied only, meaning you can only multiply two matrices if, okay, if they are conformable. Okay, so I'm using the term conformability. No? So you can only multiply two matrices if the two are conformable. So when you say conformable, okay, meaning they follow the law of conformability, no, for matrices. No? So it means that the number of columns of your first matrix, take note, number of columns of the first matrix equals the number of rows of the second matrix. Okay, so such matrices are said to be conformable for multiplication. Okay, so again, the two matrices can only be multiplied if they are conformable. That is, the number of columns of your first matrix. So very important. When you say first matrix, number of columns. And the number of rows of the second matrix. So example, matrix A and this is matrix B. What's the size of matrix A? Is it 3 by 2, right? 3 rows, okay, 1, 2, 3, and 2 columns. So the size is 3 by 2. Now, matrix B is 2 by 2, 2 rows and 2 columns. So this is the size of matrix B. Are they conformable? Okay, the number of columns of the first matrix, where is the first matrix? A, di ba? So number of columns is 3. Number of columns is 2, no? You start with the number of rows. So please take note, ha? So ako na siyang gituyo, no? Kani is rows, kani siya is columns. So what is the number of columns of the first matrix? 2. What is the number of rows of the second matrix? Number of rows, kani 2 pod. Are they equal? Yes, they are equal. So meaning they are conformable, meaning we can multiply these two matrices. Okay? So A and B, okay? So okay siya, no? They are conformable. How about, umingon kong B times A? Do you think we can multiply these two matrices? I have to start with B. Okay? B, any answer? Answer is no. O, di ba? Sa atong algebra, mingong kag A times B, pwede rin ng B times A. Diba? In fact, they're the same. Are you sure? Like we cannot multiply these two matrices? 3 times 4, that's the same as 4 times 3, right? That's in arithmetic. Are you sure it's no? So no for matrices. Okay, that's good, no? So ang matrix operation, naasay kaugalingon nga rule, di ba? So this is pretty clear that you can only multiply two matrices if they are conformable. That is, the number of columns of the first matrix should be equal to the number of rows of the second matrix. So if it is B times A, where is the number of columns? This one, 2, right? Am I right? And the number of rows, okay, if you say the second matrix is A, the number of rows is 3. And take note, they are not equal, meaning you cannot multiply, okay, this matrix B and A if B is the first matrix. So it's also important, no? It's very important the how do we say that? The arrangement, okay, of these two matrices. All right? So di ka pwede nga ang yung kag x times y, the prehor nag y times x, no? If we are talking about matrices, no? You have to find out first if they are conformable. Okay? Well, if we talk about two matrices and they are of the same size, obviously, if it's a 4 by 4 and the other one is 4 by 4, you can multiply two matrices maski unsay iyang arrangement. No? But you have to expect that they have different result. Okay? Okay, take note. Kani siya sa matrix multiplication, this is just the first part. Di ba? It's just the identification whether we can multiply two matrices. Okay, the next part is kani A times B equal pwede man, di ba? What should be the resulting matrix? Let's say that is matrix C. And what should be the size of the resulting matrix? That's another problem, no? Okay, let's proceed, ha? Problema na sa nato, no? Kani, ang akong ano na, balikon. A, what's the size of matrix A? 3 by 2. Okay. Matrix B is 2 by 2. Sa iyo nagid kay na siya. Imo running ko ano, no? Kaning last nga number o kaning first. Equal man siya, so meaning they are conformable. Now, what should be the size of the resulting matrix? Ang size sa resulting matrix, kani po siya, number of rows sa first matrix and number of columns sa second matrix. So what is the size? Let's say this, the resulting matrix C, it should be 3 by 2. Okay, so unsay nabilin, kani man siya equal, di ba? Kaning nabilin nimo 3 by 2, mao po na ang size sa imong resulting matrix. So it is the number of rows of the first matrix and the number of columns of the second matrix. So it's a bit complex, no? Okay. So first, you have to identify whether the two matrices are conformable, meaning if we can multiply these two matrices. Then second problem is what should be the size of the resulting matrix. Okay, now the last problem is how to determine the elements of the resulting matrix. Kana nasad, di ba? Unlike for addition and subtraction, it is pretty simple. So the product AB of these matrices defined because the first matrix A of the sequence AB has 2 columns and the second matrix B has 2 rows. Okay? When the two conformable matrices are multiplied, the product matrix thus obtained as the number of rows of the first matrix and the number of columns of the second matrix. So, as what I have emphasized a while ago, so kaning nahabilin, di ba? So, L times N. Next problem is how to determine the result of the elements, no, of the resulting matrix. Okay? So any element of the product matrix C can be determined by multiplying each element of the ith row of A by the corresponding element of the jth column of B, and by algebraically summing the products. Okay, to emphasize this, let us go to an example. So this one, so assuming we have two matrices A and B, no? So kani, mo maning akong matrix A, 3 by 2, ang matrix B is 2 by 2. Assuming mo na yung elements sa akong matrix A, na mo ning akong elements sa matrix B, no? Okay? Matrix A, matrix B, they are conformable, right? What should be the size of the resulting matrix? It's 3 by 2. Ano na siya, no? Okay? So, assuming ang akong matrix C, no? Ano siya, ang akong matrix C. 3 by 2 man siya. A, B, C, D, E, F. No? Na siya, 3 by 2 ang iyang size, di ba? Ang ikong problema karon is how to determine the elements of the resulting matrix. How to determine A, B, C, D, E, F. No? Okay. So, yun na siya, no? So, pag solve nimo sa A, you simply consider the elements of the first row. Kay A nimo is first row, first column. So, first row, first column, no? Kani. So, it's simply 1 times 6. Okay? Then, i-add na nimo siya, no? Plus 8 times negative 1. So, what's the result? Negative 2. That's how to determine the elements. So, for example, B. Sabi na ng B. B is located in the first row, second column. So, first row, this one is the first row again. And this time, this is the second column. So, it should be 1 times 6, 1 times negative 7, second column, plus 8 times 2. So, that's how much? That's 16 minus 7, that's 9, right? Are you still with me? Well, let's proceed to E. E. Asa man ang E karon? E is located on third row, first column, right? So it should be third row, kani. Yeah, first column. So it should be negative 5 times 6. Okay. Then plus 3 times negative 1. Sana lang kasayon. So pila man ang result? It's negative 30 minus 3. So it is minus 33. No? So mga siya, no? Okay, one more. D. D, for example. D is located where? Second row, second column. So it should be second row, second column. So it should be 4 times negative 7. Then plus negative 2 times 2. No? So that's how much? 4 times negative 7, that's minus 28. Minus 4, so it's minus 32. Okay? Excuse me, kadali. Hi, yo. Yes, good morning. You have questions or clarifications so far? So about matrix multiplication. Now, if you were present last meeting, so we discussed about the introduction about matrix structural analysis, and I think I emphasized there na main purpose ra gid ani niya is for computer application. Okay, kay if we deal about matrices manggod manually, medyo practical because we will be dealing with kuan kanang daghan gayo, no? Okay, so but kaning matrices is really kuan na gid siya fit for computer programming. So akong ipakita ninyo karon lang sa kaning how to perform kaning matrix multiplication using that's not Excel, no? Okay. Kung i-stop sang screen share, and we go to Excel. Can you see my screen karon? Sige, so this time I'm showing you on the left side of my screen the MS Excel. Okay, so let us perform this addition and subtraction. Multiplication between these two matrices. No? So let's say we have these two matrices A. 1, these are the elements, -5, no? And 8, -2, 3. This is your matrix A. And matrix B is 6, -1, -7, and 2. Okay, so this is our matrix matrix B. Let's use another color siguro kana, no? Okay, so this is your matrix A. Sorry. This is your matrix B. Where is the move na? Okay, so if we multiply these two matrices, no? So let's say, what's the size of the resulting matrix? 3 by 2 also, no? Let's say kani, ako lang Can you see my screen? Gamay kayo ang Excel? Okay na ha. So assuming we multiply no these two matrices. This is your matrix A, this is your matrix B, no? Okay, so using Excel nga program, so Marira ka no sa formulas. Okay, so let's say insert function, yung ano ka, m multiply, no? Okay, so pangitao ni mo diri m mult. Okay, so niya, imo ning kuan, this is your first array. Okay, niya, this is your second array, no? Kana. And after that, control shift enter ka, no? Control shift enter. Sorry, akong balik ko na. Kung i-delete lang sa niya, no? So imo ning mao naman ning size nimo 3 by 2, right? So kani imo ni siyang i-highlight tanan. You go to formulas, insert function, and multiply, no? The first array kani, second array this one. Okay? Then after that, control shift enter, no? Mao na ni karon ang result, no? So no? Okay, that's using the Excel program. So at least siguro sa first exam ninyo, you have to do it manually, no? So mag-practice siguro mo how to do multiplication of matrices, how to do matrix inversions, no? So using Excel, at least ma-check ninyo using Excel. Okay? So you have i-comparison, no? So sa kuan kanang sa imong manual computations and using Excel. Any questions, clarifications? Any questions? Guys? Yeah, sir. Okay, so let's continue. Pakita na screen. Yes, sir. Sige, so now I would like you to take note. Remember, ang matrix multiplication is different from algebraic multiplication or arithmetic multiplication. Okay. First, matrix multiplication is not commutative. No? So, AB is not necessarily equal to B times A. Okay, unlike in algebra, no, or arithmetic. No? So, matrix multiplication is associative and distributive. So, just like algebra, pwede siya follow ano siya nga kuan, no? Associative siya o distributive, provided that the sequential order in which the matrices are to be multiplied is maintained. So, i-maintain nimo ang iyang sequence, okay, ang iyang arrangement. So, if it is A and B, so di ka pwede B and A, mabalik. No? Okay, so for example, we have matrix A, matrix B, and matrix C. Imo siyang i-multiply ang tulo, A, B, C. So, pwede nimo unahon ang A, B, okay? Then after that, you follow C. Or pwede sa nimo ang A niya, unahon sa nimo kuha ang B ug C. Okay, that's the same. Okay, provided nga ang imong sequence i-maintain. Now, if we have like this, matrix A, then you have to multiply that by matrix B plus C. So, imo ni siyang i-distribute, no? So, follow ra gyapon sa distributive property, no? So, AB and EC. Of course, requirement of this is dapat puro po ni siya conformable. Okay? Now, if we have matrix A, and you multiply this by a conformable null matrix O, okay? Ang resulta na niya is a null matrix. Okay? So, if you have a matrix A multiplied by 0, ang resulta na is 0. Okay? Now, if you have a matrix A and you multiply that by a conformable unit matrix A, okay? So, ang resulta na niya is just equal to the original matrix A. So kaya ang imong identity matrix or unit matrix is basically equivalent to 1. No? So if you have a matrix and multiply that by 1, result is the original matrix. Okay? Now let's go to the next matrix operation, which is the equivalent to in algebra the division. No? So in matrix, it is no longer division, but it is termed as inversion. Okay, so please take note of the difference. No? So in matrix, it's now called inversion. So, but before we proceed with matrix inversion, so we have here some few important elements, okay, needed for us to perform when we do matrix inversion. So let's start with the transpose of a matrix. So transpose of a matrix. So kindly take note of that term. No? So the transpose of a matrix is obtained by simply interchanging its corresponding the corresponding rows and columns. Okay. So the transpose of matrix commonly identified by simply placing a superscript T on the symbol of the original matrix. No? So for example, if you have matrix A, what is the transpose of matrix A? Is simply like this. Okay, that's the symbol. You simply add this superscript T. Okay, of the original matrix. So how to get the transpose of a matrix? Well, you simply interchange the rows and the columns. No? So for example, this is my matrix B. What is the size of matrix B? 3 by 2. 3 by 2, sorry. 3 rows and 2 columns. These are the elements in your matrix B. Suppose you are required to find the transpose of matrix B. So, okay, so kana. Saan man nato pagkuha karon, you simply interchange the rows and the columns. So, meaning, if these are the elements of my first row, I will make that as my first column. Ano lang. Second row, I will make that as my second column. And if this is the third row, I'm going to make that as my third column. So the size, if this is 3 by 2, well, I simply interchange that. It becomes 2 by 3. So that's simple. Or another way is, if this is your first column, you make that as my first row. Okay, if this is my second column, I have to make that as my second row. So the idea is you simply interchange, no? So sa imong row, mahimo na siyang column. O sa imong column, mahimo na siyang row. And the size, you simply interchange also. If it's 3 by 2, it will become 2 by 3. So that's simply the idea about the transpose of a matrix. I don't think we have a problem with that, no? Ini again may result, an inverse of a square matrix. O inverse of a square matrix. So, mo ni ang natay addition and subtraction, we have the multiplication, okay, and we have the inverse of a matrix. So, the inverse of a square matrix, take note, you can only do matrix inversion to a square matrix. That's one requirement, okay? You cannot do an inversion to a rectangular matrix, no? Okay, it must be a square matrix. Okay, meaning the same number, number of rows must be equal to the number of columns, or vice versa. Okay. Now, this is the definition. No? The inverse of a square matrix A is defined as So if we have a matrix A, so the symbol, if we get the inverse, so nana siya ay superscript nga -1. Okay? With elements of such magnitudes that the product of the original matrix A and its inverse should be equal to a unit matrix or an identity matrix 1. So this is basically the basic property. No? If you have a matrix A, you multiply that by the inverse. Okay? Ang result na is 1, no? Or an identity matrix. Did you follow? So mo ni ang iyang property, no? So mingon ka og A, multiply that by an inverse. Mura mo ni og 1 over A, di ba? Og algebra pa ba? No? So only for matrix we have this quad symbol, no? But in algebra it's just like 1 over A. So you say A divided by A, well that results to 1. Okay? So this is the basic property again of the inverse of a matrix. If you have a matrix, you multiply it by its inverse, and the result should be an identity matrix or a unit matrix. The operation inversion is defined only for square matrices. So again, as mentioned a while ago, you can only perform matrix inversion to a square matrix. Okay? With the inverse of such matrix also being a square matrix of the same order as the original matrix. The resulting inverse is also of the same size or the same order of the original matrix. Take note. If you have a 4x4 matrix, you can get the inverse, right? Because it is a square matrix. What is the inverse of that matrix is also 4x4 in size. So the same orders, yeah. Okay? So I hope I made it clear. So in this example, we are required to check if matrix B is the inverse of matrix A. No? So pretty simple. You simply multiply these two matrices, and if the result is an identity matrix, okay, or a unit matrix, then the B is really the inverse of matrix A. Or it's actually vice versa. Pwede sad, no? That A is also the inverse of matrix B. Okay? If B is the inverse of matrix A, that means also that A is the inverse of matrix B. Okay? So, to check that, let's multiply the two. So, performing multiplication, this is the result, no? Okay? So, which is a unit matrix. That means B is the inverse of A. Okay? B is the inverse of A. Or vice versa. A is also the inverse of A. Yeah. Okay. Kuan pa lang to siya, kanang initial pa lang to about matrix inversion. So if you find matrix multiplication bit complex, so matrix inversion is more than double than that. No? So meaning this is lot more complex than matrix multiplication. So we know that the basic definition of a inverse of a matrix is that if you multiply that two, it should be a unit matrix. Okay? So, problema karon saan man nako pagkuha sa inverse. No? Otherwise, mag-trial and error ko para mahimo siyang unit matrix, di ba? Okay, so there is a way. In fact, there are actually few ways, okay, to get the inverse of a matrix. No? So this is one of the ways to find the inverse of a matrix. No? So by definition, so this is the inverse of a matrix A is the adjoint of A of matrix A divided by the determinant of matrix A. Okay? Ang inverse of a matrix A nako, okay, is the adjoint of matrix A, no? Okay, mo ni ako ko na kuning Okay. So matrix A. Ang inverse sa matrix A, equal na siya sa adjoint sa matrix A. Okay, adjoint. Adjoint of matrix A divided by the determinant of matrix A. Okay? So I believe kaning determinant nakadungog na siguro may ani no sa inyong algebra. Okay? Kaning adjoint medyo first time pa siguro, no? So this is basically the definition, okay, on how to get the inverse of a matrix A. So first, you get the adjoint of the matrix, and second, you get the inverse, the determinant, okay, then you divide the two, that is now your inverse of a matrix. Now, unsa man ning adjoint? Kanina sad, adjoint. The adjoint of a matrix is the transpose of the matrix of cofactors. Uy, isura din no? Ang adjoint sa akong matrix A, if it's A for example, this is actually the transpose of the matrix of cofactors. Okay? So, we have this cofactor matrix A. Kuhaon ako na. After that, ako pag yung kuhaon ang yang transpose. Mo itong nag-study ng transpose kanya. Walay problema pagkuha sa transpose because you simply interchange the rows and the columns. Ang problema na sad nako karon is how to get this cofactor matrix or matrix of cofactors kani. Okay? Makuha na nako adjoint. Next problem na sa nato is determinant, which I think it's not really difficult to get the determinant of a matrix. Okay, so problema na to ron is ang cofactor. Ang cofactor of an element of a matrix is defined as the signed minor na sad, signed minor of the element. Oh, there is another term na sad, minor of the element. Okay? So signed minor of the element, that is negative 1 I plus j raised to the power I plus j times the minor. So I and j stands for the row and column. So it also depends on the location of your element. Okay? So negative 1 times the minor. So in other words, the value, as far as the value is concerned, it is equal to the minor of the element. Only na it could be a different sign depending on the location of your element. Okay, so medyo nalibog na mo na. Ha? Okay, so para maminus-minusan ang inyong kalibog, ditso na lang siguro ta sa example no? Okay? So assuming mao ni ang akong balik sa tandali, no? The minor of an element is obtained by evaluating the determinant that results from removing the row and column corresponding to that element. So ang minor pagkuha pag yun is imo pag yun to siyang i-obtain by simply evaluating the determinant. Provided you have to remove the row and column that corresponds to that element. Okay, and sa determinant, the value associated with the square matrix, it can be computed from the entries of the matrix by a specific arithmetic expression, while other ways to determine its value exist. Actually, other ways also to determine the determinant. Okay, so let us put this in an example, no? Okay, assuming this is our matrix A, no? Ano yung elements sa akong matrix A, no? Okay. So, let's start with the determinant. Remember, ang iyang kanang iyang inverse equal na siya sa adjoint. Okay, adjoint divided by the determinant of matrix A. Let's start with the determinant of matrix A. Okay, so pag-solve actually sa determinant sa 3 by 3 matrix, okay, I would like you to review also, no? So if you're not familiar with determinant, or study this one, no? So, determinant sa 3 by 3 matrix is a bit simple. You simply copy the first two columns here. So 1, 2, 1, -2. This is basically the shortcut, no? If it's a 3 by 3, no? Later on, I'm going to discuss also with you how to find determinant for a 2 by 2 and maybe a 4 by 4 matrix, no? And after that, you get the sum of the products of the downward diagonals, kanin siya, no? Minus the sum of the products of the upward diagonals, kanin pod, no? Okay, let's start with this one. 1 times 0 times 1, that's 0. -2 minus 3 times 1, that's +6. 3 times 2 times 1, that's +6. Okay, this is now the sum of the products of the downward diagonals. Then minus the sum of the products of the upward diagonals. 1 times 0 times 3 is 0. 1 times -3 times 1, it's -3. 1 times 2 times -2, it's -4. So this is the result. It's 19. And by the way, this is not 0, no? So this is not 0. So meaning the inverse exists. Because if this is 0, of course, you have matrix divided by a 0. So wala kay value ni. Wala mo exist. Okay? So any matrix divided by 0, so it cannot be, no? Just like any number you divide by 0. So meaning let's say value. Okay? So that is how to find the determinant. Ang atong problema karon is the adjoint. Kanina sang adjoint. Okay, so ang adjoint is the transpose of a cofactor matrix. So ang ato karon is how to find the cofactor matrix. Okay? Matrix of cofactor A. So mao na ni ang result karon. So how to get this one? The matrix of cofactors. Oh, wala man gibutang dere, no? So balik ta dere. Okay, so let's start with cofactor matrix A. So basically, pagkuha ni mo dere, this is the element of the first row, first column, no? So ang imong buhaton na ni, you eliminate the row and the column that corresponds to this element. So example 1, you have to eliminate kani o kani. So what is left is kani na lang. So you get the minor. So when you say minor, this is actually the determinant of this matrix. So to get the determinant of a 2 by 2 matrix, pretty simple. Simply this one minus this, no? So 1 minus minus 3, 0 minus minus 3, it's minus 3, right? So this is minus 3. And I take note, this is a sign minor, no? Sorry, 0 minus minus 3 is +3, right? Are you still with me? Kana. Unya, ang iyang first row, first column. So this is raised to the power 2. Sorry. First row, first column man siya. So -1. Ang imong cofactor is -1 raised to the power I plus j times the minor, no? Okay? Actually, ang atong nakuha karon is ang minor pa ni aning element. you multiply that by, it's either -1 or +1. It depends on the location of your element. So, kanis siya, first row, first column. So, 1 plus 1 is even number, and you raise that from -1, so the result is positive, no? So, ang result karon is +3. Okay? So, pareho ra gyud siya sa minor yapon, no? Okay. Next, kanina sad. Akong so ni pag-clear karon kani. Okay. Sorry. Okay, next kani. What is the minor ani niya? Ang minor kani ako ning eliminate kani ug kani unsa may nabilin? Kani na lang kani ug kani. You get the determinant. So 2 times 1 it's 2. Then minus 1 times -3 is -3. So 2 minus -3. So 2 plus 3. That makes us 5, right? So ang iyang minor ani is 5. Now unsa may sign niya karon? Kani siya is actually pwede ra gid ka para kuan ka maanad na ka ni pwede na ni pang-assignan ni mga signs plus ni siya minus basta ang imong main diagonal puro na siya plus. Okay? Nya alternate plus minus plus, no? Kani siya minus kani plus man ni siya, so plus man ni siya kani siya minus. Okay, so we have these signs, no? So kani siya is minus ni siya, no? So meaning plus man eh, kani minus na sa ni siya, no? So kung sa result siya mong minor, you multiply that by -1. Okay, next, kanina pod. Okay, so what is the minor of this element 3? I have to eliminate the rows and columns that corresponds to this element. Ako nang eliminate ang nabilin kanina lang. So 2 times 1, 2 na -0. Okay, so niya positive siya. So 2 rasad siya, no? Positive 2. Okay? Mao na ang cofactor matrix. Okay. Akong ipang eliminate ni Okay. Ano nga, mo ang mga signs niya, no? Sorry. Plus ni siya, plus. Okay? Kani siya plus, no? Okay. Next, kanina po. Kung sa may minor ani niya, I have to eliminate the rows and columns that corresponds to this. Meaning kani o kani. Kung sa'yo nabilin, kanina lang, no? Kani o kani ang nabilin. So, akong kuhaon ang iyang determinant. So, -2 times 1, it's -2. Then, minus 3, di ba? -2 minus 3. Is it correct? So, pila man na ang result? -2 minus 3, -5. Unya, unsa man ang iyang sign karon ani? Negative. So, -5. So, mahimo ng positive 5. No? Okay? Let's continue pa yun para Next, kani. Minor ani niyang element sa tunga. Ako nang eliminate kani. So, ang nabilin kanina lang, no? 1 times 1, 1. Yeah, minus 3. 1 minus 3. So, -2. Unya, positive man siya. So, -2 ra gyapon. Ana. Okay? Syaro. Next, kanina po. Ito na ng tiwason. I have to eliminate this row and this column. Not this left. Kanina lang, no? Kani 1 times 1, it is 1. Yeah, -2. So 1 plus 2, it's 3. Yeah, negative siya. So -3. Okay. Okay, may assign din na kanina. Next, kani. Oh, I have to eliminate this, kani o kani. So, nabilin, kanina lang. Minus 2 minus 3 is plus 6. Minus 0. Plus 6. Okay, niya. Kung ano magyapon na. Positive. So, you don't need to change the sign. Okay? Next. This one. Kanina po. I have to eliminate kani o kani. So, 1 times negative 3 minus 3. Una, minus 6. Minus 3 minus 6. That's minus 9. I have to change the sign. May muna ng positive. 9. Okay? Finally, kanina. Kanina yun. Eliminate kani o kani. So, 1 times 0, 0. Minus 4. So, plus 4. So, 0 plus 4 is 4. Then positive yapon. So, this is 4. So, this is now the cofactor matrix. So, the joint, you simply nawa, mo na ni ang cofactor matrix. 3, 5, 6, minus 5, minus 2, 9, 2, negative 3, 4. Oh, I think there is kani siguro. Minus 3 atong i-check ha. Oh, what is the minor of negative 3? Ako na siyang eliminate. Kani o kani. 1 times 1 is 1. Unya minus sorry, kani o kani may akong eliminate, no? So 1 times 1, 1 ya minus 3. Sorry, naglibog naman ang kograt ha. Asa to ang naay problema is ang kani, no? Kani siyang element, no? So get the minor of this element. So kani o kani akong eliminate. So what is left is 1 times 1, it's 1. Niya minus 2, sumahin mo ng plus 3. O negative 3. So I think this is negative 3 good, no? So sayop ni kani, no? It should be negative 3. Okay? So ang iyang adjoint, anyway, we can check this using Excel later on, no? So ang iyang adjoint should be the transpose. So ako lang ning i-change, no? Ang iyang sakto ni, no? It should be negative 3. If you notice here, this is now the third column, 2, negative 3, 4, and becomes now the row, third row, no? So nasayop lang ni, it should be negative, okay? So kita mo sakto, no? Kaya tanawa. Pagkuha sa iyang transpose, o naman di ba? You simply interchange the rows and the columns. So 3, 5, 6 becomes the first row. Negative 5, negative 2, 9, the second row. And this one is the third column. This one becomes the third row. No? Now that we have the adjoint, that we have the determinant, that means we are now ready to get the inverse. So, medyo very kuanid kayo, no? Very complex, di ba? So, this is now the inverse. 19 is the determinant, no? So, 1 over 19, then you multiply that by, this is now the adjoint, okay? You divide that by 19, which is the determinant. So, you simply do what? Scalar multiplication. You simply distribute this, no, to each of the elements. This is now the result. Muna ni karon ang result sa atong inverse. Okay, so now to check if this is the inverse, you simply multiply this by the matrix A. The result should be an identity matrix. Okay, now let us use Excel. Kung gamiton ang Excel, ha? Okay. Okay, where is the matrix A? Nasa itong matrix A na to. Okay, this is matrix A, no? So matrix A, uh, 3 by 3, 3 by 3. This is matrix A. So what are the elements? 1, 2, 1. This is negative 2, 0, 1. This is 3, negative 3, 1. Okay? Now let's get the inverse of this matrix A. Inverse of matrix A. So, ano to? Pag-format na lang. Ano lang ha? Okay, the result is also 3 by 3. So, ari ka sa formulas, insert function, ano yan, M inverse. Ang ganiha, ang matrix multiplication is M multi. Karon M inverse. Okay. So, ang atong kani siya nga array, no? Kana, nya, control, shift, enter. Take note ha, control, shift, enter. This is now the inverse of your matrix A, kani, na? Okay. So, let's compare this here. Mo ni ang result. Okay, mo ni ang result. 0.1579, no? Okay. So, it's practically the same, no? Okay, now to check if these two are really the inverse of the original matrix, you multiply these two matrices, no? Okay, so akong i-multiply ha, I have to use mmult, insert function, so mmult first matrix, this one, and the second matrix, kani. Okay, then I have to do control shift enter. Mo na ni. Actually, kani siya is just equivalent to 0, no? So, raised to the negative 70 na siya, no? So, pwede ito na siya format na to number. So, decimal places 0. Kana, no? So, makita na to karon nga the result is a unit matrix. Okay? Or vice versa, no? Pwede man sad kani siya is the inverse of this matrix, no? So pwede sad nato unahon. Let's check atong unahon. Emote kani siya as my first matrix and this is my second matrix. The result is control shift enter. That's the same gyapon, no? That's the same, no? It's still a unit matrix. Before in my previous class, so first exam yun, without using Excel. So mano-mano yun, no? Lang kibaw yun how to perform these different matrix operations, no? Manually. Okay, so especially in solving matrix multiplications and inverse of a matrix. No? Okay, do you have any questions or clarifications? Balik to dere. That's how to get the inverse. Okay, so when you say orthogonal matrix, if the inverse of a matrix is equal to its transpose, okay, so pareho ra sa transpose niya, then that matrix is an orthogonal matrix. In other words, a matrix A is orthogonal if ang inverse niya is equal to its transpose. No? Okay. Then we have this assignment. So, I think ako na ninggi kuhan. Yeah, it's also there in the Canvas ako nang gi-upload itong inyong assignment. No? So actually, mao ni siya. Okay, do you have any questions or clarifications? Oh,
Excuse me, sir. Good morning, sir.
morning.
Sir, ang assignment, sir, kay manual rin siya, sir, no?
Oh,
Hindi
manual
pa
learning.
manimaw itong Excel.
Yes, yes. So manual learning.
Thank you, sir.
But of course, you can use your Excel to check. Okay. So, I think dali lang sa ta, no? Kay para dili mo makalitan. So next meeting, we have to discuss ito ng mga analysis sa mga maybe we have to start with one-dimensional bars, no? The simplest form of structure. Any questions? Unsay gamit sa Control Shift Enter sa Excel. So ang gamit na niya para mo display kanita na, no? Okay? Mo display siya, no? Okay, for example, akong kani, the size is 3 by 3. By the way, ug usa lang akong gamiton, usa lang ka cell, ang may tabo karon ang usa ra sad ka number ang mabutang dire. Okay? Now, tulo for example, kani let me say atong i-multiply, no? Sa to insert formula, sorry, then insert function, i-mult. So first array kani niya, second array kani, no? Kunya mo enter lang ko dayon, okay. So kanirang usa ka kuan cell mo na high values. Pero kung mo control shift enter ko, it's ang tanan nga cell mo na high result. Okay, so that's the kuan. The purpose, no, of pressing kuan control shift enter. Okay, any other questions? Okay, so by the way, Friday rang inyong available nga kamutanan, wala na ilain? Okay. Okay, next Friday I will be in kanang Manila, Manggod. We have a forum there, no, with kuan sa ASEP. So there is a possibility nga I could not kuan kanang meet you next week. So anyway, I'll just make an announcement na lang siguro if in case, no? So pwede naman sad siguro. How about evening? Wala sad? Oh, how about 7 to kwanta? 7 to 9, ana? 7 to 8:30. Sige, kung say available ninyo, no? At least we have kuan just in case, like for example, once a week lang gud taog, at least we have other schedules. So in case mangani nga like last week, unsa man to last week, holiday, no? So say kayo ang sa ka week. At least we have naputay anyway, ang regular ginato is Friday. Pero in case magani nga di ta makamit og Friday, at least napatay other option. Palihog lang ko Camille o kuan kanang talk sa imong mga batchmates, no? Oh, pwede rag kuan siguro kanang kanilang lang Friday evening siguro kay kuan man na siya pang Monday. So pwede ra kog Tuesday and Thursday evening, oh. Tuesday and Thursday evening. Okay, so I think that ends our meeting for today. So hope to see you all next week. So Camille, please facilitate if we have one. We can come up with another schedule, no, for our lecture. Okay, so at least natay option lang. Okay, kaya there is a possibility I could not meet you on Friday next week. But anyway, I'm going to make a proper announcement on that. Sige, thank you everyone and have a pleasant morning and may God bless us all. Thank you. Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Bye, sir.